Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Origins. In this episode I'll be covering Growlithe and Arcanine, so we'll get started, shall we? Right, so let's kickstart us off with Growlithe. Its Japanese name is Gadi. It is the puppy Pokemon. It is number 58, and stands at 0.7 meters tall or 2 foot 4 inches and weighs 19 kilograms or 41.9 pounds. If we first look at Growlithe's design, we can see it's a 4-legged canine-like Pokemon. It has a short rounded muzzle and a small tail, and it also has the tuft of fur on its head with rounded ears. Its fur is orange with black stripes, and you can see it has 2 claws on its front paws, which are interesting. Its underside is also cream coloured, so it's a good contrast there. Now, Growlithe may have been inspired by several different things. First off, the Japanese Shisa, which are dog statues. Then there's the Chinese Shishi, which are statues with mainly lions, traits of tigers and dogs as well. And both of these are used as guardians, which is obviously where the inspiration for the Growlithe's protective nature comes from, as in the anime it is shown as a very loyal Pokemon. If we look now at some extra details, we can see there are no gender differences between Growlithe, and Growlithe's shiny version has got kind of yellow or gold fur, which is the same as most shinies really. They're mostly based on gold. And the Pokedex entries for Growlithe tell us that it's loyal and trustworthy, and also has a good sense of smell, even being so good that it can sense people's emotions. Again, another trait of a loyal or trustworthy friend. If we look here at Growlithe's names, Gadi means guard dog. It's kind of a corruption of guard or guardian. And Growlithe is a mix of growl and leaf, which means limber or flexible. If we move on now to look at Arcanine, we can see its Japanese name is Windy. It is the legendary Pokemon. It is number 59 and is 1.9 meters tall or 6 foot 3 inches and weighs 155 kilograms or 341.7 pounds. A Growlithe will evolve into an Arcanine when it's exposed to a Firestone, making it one of the kind of pairings from Generation 1 of Vulpix, Ninetales, Growlithe, Arcanine. Arcanine's design is very similar to Growlithe, but obviously larger, and its front paws have now lost their claws, which is interesting as the majority of evolutions gain claws as they evolve, but Arcanine doesn't, which is kind of interesting. And it also has more kind of fluffy fur on its legs and around its neck head area, so it's more of a kind of a fluffy Pokemon, you know? Much like Growlithe, obviously Arcanine is based on the Shisa or Shishi from Japanese and Chinese kind of areas. Obviously they're mythical creatures that take inspiration from lions, dogs, tigers, etc. It may also be inspired by Hatei, a mythical fire-eating dog which has some aspects of tigers and lions, so yeah. It's also referenced being a Chinese Pokemon in several Pokedex entries, which we will see in a minute. Now if we go on to the backstory of Arcanine's kind of origins, it was originally supposed to have Moltres' role, along with Articuno and Zapdos being, you know, the trio from Kanto. But the creators felt that having 2 birds and 1 kind of land mammal would get a bit confusing for people, so they decided to switch Arcanine out for Moltres to give a free trio of birds. And this is the reason that Arcanine is one of the most powerful non-legendary Pokemon introduced in Generation 1, has one of the highest base power stats. And also probably why its species name is the legendary Pokemon, since it's a kind of a pseudo legendary. Don't know if I said that right, but yeah. Again, looking at some extra details, we can see that again, like Growlithe, there are no gender differences between Arcanine, and again, like Growlithe, Arcanine's shiny version has kind of yellow golden fur again. Now turning to look at the Pokedex entries here, we can see that it's referenced in several Pokedex entries that it is a legendary Pokemon from China, so it's one of the only Pokemon to actually reference a real world place, so could Pokemon possibly be based on the Earth somewhere in our universe? But, you know, maybe, depends. And it also tells us that Arcanine is quite a fast Pokemon, and it can run up to 10,000 kilometers or 6,200 miles in a single day, which is quite far, since I don't know if planes can do that, but cars certainly can, so good way to travel really, isn't it? And now if we go on to look at the names here, Windy is from wind or windy, which is obviously derived from Arcanine's amazing speed, and also from extreme speed, which is a signature move in Generation 2, so you know, referencing it can move like the wind. And then Arcanine is a mix of arcane, which is to mean mysterious or secret, and canine, so it's, you know, a mysterious or secret dog. And now if we just look at some size comparisons here against my height, you can see that I'm taller than Growlithe, but Arcanine is just a bit taller than me, so, you know, it's still a pretty big Pokemon compared to me. I'm not bigger than Charizard actually. Anyway, there's a size comparison, take from that what you will, and we'll get going.